Children at Livingston Elementary School in New Brunswick got a big surprise, a stack of 400 gifts, one for every kid in school.
I'm so grateful that our school has an opportunity to give us this.
But the best gift for many was the surprise return of their former teacher, who is the person behind this gift giveaway.
I told you I'd come and visit, right?
Jennifer Olowski taught phys ed here and in Patterson, where one student told her she doesn't get gifts for Christmas. So for 4 years now, Olowski has made sure every child at her school gets a gift.
It's not about the gifts, it is simply about the act of giving and bringing joy to them.
I am powerful.
She had help from former New York Giant Jonathan Casillas.
Watching these kids with so much joy, they're all excited, and you can just feel the energy in the building, man. It's all because of her.
Olowski spent months raising $10,000, even going door to door to make sure she had enough funds to buy a gift for every student.
Seeing how emotional the kids get is really what makes it all worth it.
The message to students: spread kindness and care for one another.
I think that anytime you can do anything great for any kid, it's amazing.
In New Brunswick, I'm Christy Duffy, Pix 11 News.
So great.
That is beautiful, right?
Yeah. Well, a huge defeat for Mayor de Blasio as a federal judge nixes a rezoning plan in Inwood.
Yeah, John is live in the newsroom with more. Hi, John.
How you doing, guys? Tonight, residents of Inwood are rejoicing. A plan to reshape their neighborhood, leading to higher rents, struck down. We're breaking down the judge's decision and what the city is now doing to try to go forward with their plan. And New Jersey's 7th marijuana dispensary set to open this weekend. We're going to have more on the economic impact for Patterson, New Jersey. Mr. G has the weekend and holiday forecast. We'll see you at 6.
Done. Well, Pix 7 helped to turn up the heat on the city, and now 2 Brooklyn developments are feeling the heat and have gas service as well, just in time for the holidays. For this week's Follow Up Friday, here's Monica Morales.
Miriam Cruz says it was the suffering of her mother here at the Walt Whitman houses in Fort Greene that pushed her to become an advocate for all of her neighbors. It wasn't just the seniors who were cold, but the kids too.
Hi, Pix 11.
Thanks to Miriam, NYCHA, and the Brooklyn Borough President, Eric Adams, the heat is on. Are you warm?
Yes, too warm.
Miriam's neighbor, 72-year-old Masio Braun, is feeling the heat.
I'm on the beach.
You're on the beach? It's so toasty in here?
I'm telling you.
He's even wearing his shorts and his shades. You literally look like you're on vacation.
Yeah.
That's how warm it is.
Yeah, I'm down in Florida.
Maceo, we will be watching. Next, who could forget Verdell Jackson? She was crying over her uncle's apartment here at the Unity Plaza houses in East New York. Why are you crying? Why?
Because I don't like to see him like this. He shouldn't have to go through this.
Ramel Boyd's ceiling had a lot of leaks. A retired NYCHA maintenance worker himself, Boyd was heartbroken he couldn't fix his own apartment.
My Uncle Romel has been placed into another apartment.
After our story, he got a new apartment, just in time for the holidays.
Thanks to you and your cameraman, and also Pix 11 for the love and the concern that you have for us.
Finally, Margie Simmons, who lives here at the Marlborough Houses in Graves and Brooklyn, told us her building hasn't had gas service since October 16th.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
We're back. How are you?
I'm happy as heck.
Her gas service was restored Friday.
I can cook. In the oven, you feel the heat.
Yeah.
Now bring on the men, bring on the martinis. Let's cook some fried chicken.
Just in time to cook for the holidays.
I'm very happy, and Monica, thank you. You get stuff rolling, and I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Oh, Margie, we love you. And she says she's cooking for the whole family for Christmas. She even wants to cook for Maceo at the Marlborough houses. Maybe we'll connect them. What do you think about that? You can always reach out to us at Monica Morales TV, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We could be in your neighborhood next. Margie can have her own show, don't you?
Oh, she's great.
Right? She's really
wonderful. Wonderful.
And what I love is that we're empowering our viewers, but they also connect. I mean, it's like a connection to the community. I love it.
Wow. Well, you're making it happen, really.
I think
in every sense of the word.
A new slogan, though.
Yes.
Monica makes it happen. She also gets stuff rolling.
Oh, I like that. I like it.
So there we go. We're going to add that to the list, Monica.
Thanks,
I love
Corey.
that.
Monica, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, a police department in Massachusetts has been collecting toys to give to kids, but when some of them disappeared, well, an investigation was launched. Didn't take officers long to figure out this was an inside job. Ben Franklin, their therapy golden retriever, was caught with a pod trying to evade the cops and was quickly caught. Tracked right down. They led police to evidence of past crimes.
It was just a few toys, and it was pretty simple to figure out that it was Ben. When Ben saw the toys, he thought they all belonged to him. He has the run of the station, and it's amazing. He's like one of those friends that always shows up at a party that everybody loves. So even if you're having a terrible day, if Ben walks in, it's just like a ray of sunshine.
Well, Ben is now banned from the toy room, and the toys he grabbed were replaced, and they're now his. He is likely not to face any charges in this. Case closed.
Ben is still a good dog.
He's really cute, though, right?
He's still a good dog. He just, you know.
He's like, this looks good.
All right, Mr. G, what you got for us?
What we do have is a change, and the change is for the better. Of course, we got to welcome in the winter solstice, the official beginning first day of winter, which is 11:19 p.m. And once again, it's the shortest day of the year, 9 hours and 15 minutes and 23 seconds, or 22 seconds. Who's counting? All right, here we go. The high temperature today was 32 degrees. The normal should be 42 degrees. We're 2.2 degrees below the norm. It's going to change. 24 degrees in Newburgh, 32 degrees in the city. The futurecast shows the wind chill factor holding steady more or less tonight. First sign. Second sign, tomorrow in the afternoon, the wind chill factor will be above freezing. And the third sign will be the rotation of the winds around the high, and they're coming down from the north, north, and west. Now, eventually, they will kick around to the southwest, and you can see what's happening in the Ohio Valley with those winds. St. Louis in at 47 degrees. You can see the city will get southwesterly and go to 44 degrees on Sunday, near 50 degrees on Monday, and maybe Tuesday as well. So this is all good. There are no storms. Remarkably dry. There is a storm south, doesn't get past South Carolina, so we're going to be in good shape as the high dominates and suppresses, and we warm sector. Hi, Santa. How you doing? Yeah, that's it. It's going to look very green on Christmas Day. I'd like you to join us tonight for the G thing. A remarkable story about a remarkable child at Cohen's Hospital and the remarkable people that are taking care of the children there on the holiday season. All right, 23 degrees clear and cold, 10 in the suburbs. Here we go. I'm just going to read the numbers with you. 46 and 50. Could be another 50 on Tuesday. 46 degrees on Christmas. And again, Thursday and Friday cool down a little bit. You don't see a flake or a drop in there, and that's good news.
All right, G, thanks.
All right, well, today is National Ugly Sweater Day, but if dressing up in a knitted holiday pullover isn't good enough, maybe try this on for style.
Yeah, get a load of this guy seen walking around the city yesterday dressed as a Christmas tree. Street performer Tommy Liberto actually calls himself Mr. Christmas Tree, and he's been coming to the Big Apple every year in the costume for the past 3 years.
Now, Liberto says he started doing it because he wanted to make people laugh and help make the world a better place. How does he see what he's doing going down an escalator like that?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Mariah Carey has a special gift for her fans just in time for the holidays.
Yeah, she put a spin on her Christmas classic and released a new music video. Check it out.
It's complete with ice skating Santas and Carrie in her own version of a Santa suit. Even stars her 2 children.
Yeah, it's been 25 years since the song debuted, but the single just hit #1 for the first time on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Carrie has earned more than $60 million in royalties from that song. That's great.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, I love it. That is the definition of merry. Mariah Mary.
Oh, boy. Oh. All right. Well, a warning before you make your next big purchase.
Yeah, experts say there are some products that you should absolutely never buy new. That's coming up.
Yeah, and coming up at 6, dreams do come true. Santa's special visit to a group of children in Queens. It's our stories from the heart. So if you've tried to buy a new car lately, you know it will set you back about $30,000. And your iPhone, about $1,000.
Yeah, with all of us shelling out money on presents this holiday season, consumer reporter John Matarese has some tips to lower those costs so you just don't waste your money.
We all love new stuff, especially around the holidays, but buying new can be costly. So when it comes to buying for yourself, we have a list of things you should buy used instead.
Once those holiday season credit card bills start coming in, you may need to tighten the belt. So a new report from CNBC lists some things you should purchase used to save a small fortune. Number 1, cars, especially 3-year-old lease trade-ins that can be half the price of new. 2, baby items like jogging strollers and clothing. 3, refurbished phones and laptops. If you buy from Apple or Samsung, it'll be guaranteed good as new at 30% off. And 4, sporting goods and outdoor gear like tents and backpacks. So if your kid doesn't like the sport, you're not out thousands of dollars. But from the dozen that state file some items not to buy used. Unless it's factory refurbished, a used laptop is risky. It may have been dropped. You'll say, doesn't that stink? And for safety's sake, avoid used baby cribs, car seats, bike helmets, kitchen appliances like dishwashers and beds, as in bed bugs.
Sure, if you're buying someone else a holiday gift, they probably would expect it to be new in the box. So just make sure they're okay with receiving a used item. So don't waste your money. I'm John Matarese, Pix 11 News.
And with that, let's turn to the Pix 11 News at 6.
Right now,
we were right to stand up for our community.
Inwood residents rejoicing after a judge hammers down Mayor de Blasio's rezoning plan for their neighborhood. Plus, a look inside the medical marijuana dispensary opening its doors this weekend in New Jersey. And dreams do come true. Santa's special visit to a group of kids in Queens. The Pix 11 News at 6 starts right now.
Pix 11 begins with breaking news.
And we do begin with breaking news. The NYPD releasing the picture of this teenage suspect wanted for questioning in connection to the murder of 18-year-old Barnard College student Tessa Majors.
Well, she was killed last week in Morningside Park in Harlem. This development from police comes as Majors' family plans to hold a vigil in her hometown of Charlottesville, Virginia, tomorrow.
We thank you for joining us for the Pix 11 News at 6. I'm John Muller.
And I'm Tamsin Fidel. Well, turning now to our top story. Police on Long Island announced the largest bust of the notorious street gang MS-13 today.
Yeah, officials in Suffolk County charged nearly 100 gang members. Authorities say they are thwarted 7 alleged murder plots. Pix 11's James Ford joining us live now from Central Islip, Long Island with the very latest on the bust. James.
And here in Central Islip Community Park is where the bodies of 4 people who detectives say were killed by MS-13 members. That's where those bodies were found a couple of years ago. But now detectives say with these new arrests that situations like this should end. And those arrests aren't only almost 100 here on Long Island, but in addition, more than 100 in California, El Salvador, and even the Netherlands. What you see here, only a fraction of what detectives, officers, and agents say they've seized in a 2-year-long investigation against one of the world's most notorious gangs. Drugs, including crack and cocaine, even fentanyl, are part of the seizure. So are guns and lots of one other weapon.
Machetes. This depicts how brutal and savage this gang is.
96 local people in or affiliated with the MS-13 gang were charged and arrested in an operation led by the DA in coordination with so many federal and state agencies, along with neighboring Nassau County Police, that there was barely room for them all at the podium. Make no mistake, they said, this is a big blow to gang crime.
We prevented over 10 violent acts, including murders, from happening. We cleared 3 homicides here in Long Island and 3 in Virginia.
Charges reflect that. They include conspiracy to commit murder, drug trafficking, weapons possession and sales, and gang violence. But because New York State's bail reform becomes law January 1st, some of the men now under arrest could be released until they go to trial. The DA says there's little reason to worry.
Most of them will be remanded because even under the new bail statute, these are qualifying offenses, assault in the first degree, operating as a major drug trafficker.
But does this mean the MS-13 problem on Long Island is over? The DA says not yet.
Was this a major blow against MS-13 in the region? Absolutely. Is the battle over? Absolutely not.
Now, rarely do prosecutors and advocates for people who've been arrested agree, but in this case, there's definitely agreement. A variety of advocates have contacted Pix 11 News to say that in the case of the 96 people arrested here on Long Island, almost all of them, because they are accused of violent felonies, well, they are not eligible to walk. They are likely to be held on a very high bail. Reporting from Long Island in Central Islip, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.
Quite a day, James. Thank you. All right, a deadly week for pedestrians. 6 people died trying to cross city streets, 4 of them just hours apart. This morning, a 57-year-old man was killed after being hit by a box truck and then 2 other cars. This happened on 3rd Avenue and 7th Street in Gowanus, Brooklyn. People say that intersection is a trouble spot.
This is like the second accident like that. People getting hit by a car, stuff like that. So this time it was him.
5 other people have been hit and killed in the city since just Wednesday. They range in age from 26 to 85 years old. City officials are calling on drivers and pedestrians to take extra precaution this holiday season.
Well, it was a multi-million-dollar effort backed by City Hall, but a judge overturned Mayor de Blasio's plan to rezone the Upper Manhattan neighborhood of Inwood.
The judge's decision comes after residents said rezoning would damage the environment and lead to higher rents. Pix 11's Ayanna Harry live in Inwood now with the latest. Ayanna.
Activists have been so committed to this cause, they've been willing to lay down in the streets and be arrested. And even after the city council approved the rezoning of Inwood, they never gave up hope. Tonight, they have a judge's ruling on their side.
We protested, we got arrested, we sat in the streets.
A 3-year battle, from taking over a councilman's office to disrupting meetings inside City Hall. A dedicated group of Inwood residents fought against a $200 million plan to shift their community. Mayor Bill de Blasio wanted to rezone Inwood. City Hall insisted 4,000 affordable apartments would be preserved or created, and there would be new development. But Aisha Ogilvy from Inwood Legal Action wasn't convinced.
This community has been neglected. But a rezoning is not the only way to prevent the neglect.
Despite the activism and the anger, the city council approved the rezoning plan last year. One of the key supporters was Uptown Councilman Idanis Rodriguez.
When it comes to bringing the necessary investment to build affordable housing, that's a responsibility that we have.
But in a rare legal upset, a state Supreme Court judge just overturned the city's approval of Inwood's rezoning plan, saying the city failed to fully consider the environmental impact. Today, grassroots organizers celebrated their win.
I screamed when I found out that this happened.
State Senator Robert Jackson was also against rezoning. He worried this community's character would be lost.
Speculators have already bought up big batches of buildings all over.
But tonight, City Hall is not accepting defeat. The law department told Pix 11 today, we strongly disagree with this ruling, which we believe is legally incorrect and contrary to well-established precedent. And right now, city lawyers are gearing up their appeal of this judge's decision. The activists tell us they were expecting the city to appeal, and they're ready. Reporting live from Inwood in Upper Manhattan, Ayanna Harry, Pix 11 News.
We'll follow that fight. Ayanna, thank you.
All right, let's talk about what's going on outside. 32 degrees. The holidays are here. Hi, G.
All right, and the news is good here. It's dry. It's very, very mild, and it will get progressively warmer, okay? We're 8 degrees milder than we were 24 hours ago. We're watching the flow of air around the high, and that's really good news. So if you like the 37, well, you're going to like Sunday, and you're going to like, figure Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. So the question is, what about Christmas Day? What about the end of the week? And what about next weekend? We'll talk about it later.
Thank you. Well, Air 11 was above Mount Vernon this morning, where 34,000 tons of illegally dumped dirt were removed from Memorial Field. After about a decade of inaction, the work was ahead of schedule and was under budget.
Yeah, it was finished 4 weeks early, $1.2 million under that initial budget. Next up will be construction of a brand new 8-lane track and field event for these events and a new grandstand as well. Pretty nice. All right, if you're not done with your holiday shopping list, tomorrow is your chance to shop as several stores are extending their hours.
why wouldn't we take an herbal remedy that's been around for centuries and centuries and centuries and help people?
Until ahead, we are taking a look inside Patterson's first medical marijuana dispensary before opening weekend.
Plus details of the 2 airlines world travelers are calling the worst. Stick around.
You're watching the Pix 11 News at 6 with Tamsin Fidel, John Muller, Mr. G with your weather, and Andy Adler with sports. We're New York's very own.
Well, the FBI now offering a $10,000 reward for the recovery of a missing 1-year-old girl in Connecticut. Officials say Vanessa Morales has been missing since police found her mother's body in her Ansonia home earlier this month. Police believe the child is still alive, but authorities say there's no indication that she left the state. The toddler's father has been named a suspect in the murder of his girlfriend and the disappearance of the child.
Well, the CDC says flu season is in full